US Open Live. Jannik Sinner overcomes injury struggle to set up Carlos Alcaraz final. Jannik Sinner brushed off a slight injury concern to return to the US Open final and set up a blockbuster clash with Carlos Alcaraz, with the young rivals to compete in their third Grand Slam final in a row on Sunday, and with the world #1 ranking on the line. After Alcaraz had little problem beating Novak Djokovic in straight sets earlier in the day, defending champion Sinner was pushed hard by 25th seed Felix Auger-Aliassime and looked to be in some trouble when he took a medical timeout after losing the second set. Sinner prevailed to extend his winning streak at the hardcourt Grand Slams to 27 matches, winning 6-1, 3-6, 6-3, 6-2. The Italian, who is aiming to become the first man to retain the US Open since Roger Federer in 2008, said his injury was nothing serious. Earlier, Djokovic admitted young rivals Alcaraz and Sinner are too good after the Spaniard denied the 38-year-old in his latest bid to win a 25th Grand Slam title and booked his place in the US Open final with a 6-4, 7-6, 6-2 victory. "I lost 3 out of 4 slams in semis against these guys, so they're just too good, playing on a really high level," Djokovic said. "Best of 5 makes it very, very difficult for me to play them, particularly if it's like the end stages of the Grand Slam." Follow the latest scores, updates, analysis, and reaction from the US Open below. US Open Live. Latest scores and updates. Novak Djokovic brushed aside as Carlos Alcaraz denies dream of 25th Grand Slam. Alcaraz not at his best but wins 6-4, 7-6, 6-2 to return to US Open final. Djokovic admits Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner, too good, at the Grand Slams. Sinner defeats Felix Auger-Aliassime in 4 sets to return to US Open final. Sinner says possible injury is nothing serious after taking medical timeout. Amanda Anisimova sets up a Aryna Sabalenka final in women's singles. Jannik Sinner insists nothing to worry about after feeling small twitch. 6-16, Jamie Braidwood. "I just felt a small twitching after a serve when I served there in the second set on 4-3, Sinner said. "After the treatment, was feeling much, much better. At some point I didn't feel anything anymore. I was serving back to normal pace, so it was all good. Nothing to worry about." Sinner said he felt the switch in his stomach area. Jannik Sinner provides injury update ahead of US Open final with Carlos Alcaraz. 6 o'clock, Jamie Braidwood. Jannik Sinner brushed off any injury concerns ahead of his US Open final showdown against Carlos Alcaraz after battling to victory against Felix Auger-Aliassime in the semifinals. Sinner took a medical timeout after Auger-Aliassime won the second set to level the match, with the world #1 pointing to his abdomen and heading off the court for treatment. The 24-year-old jogged back onto the court following the timeout and steadied the ship as his usual serve and forehand speed returned, navigating some difficult moments against Auger-Aliassime to win in 4. Jannik Sinner provides injury update ahead of US Open final with Carlos Alcaraz. World #1 ranking also on the line in US Open final. 5:30, Jamie Braidwood. The world #1 ranking will also be on the line when Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz meet in the US Open final. Whoever wins the title gets the spot. Sinner has held the #1 spot since June 2024, while Alcaraz has not been top of the rankings since July 2023. Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz to meet again at US Open, 3 years on. 5 o'clock, Jamie Braidwood. Jannik Sinner and Carlos Alcaraz played a memorable 5-setter at the US Open in 2022, which Alcaraz won late into the night as he went on to win his first Grand Slam. 3 years later, the young rivals will meet again with the world #1 ranking on the line. "I feel like our rivalry started here. Playing an amazing match. We are 2 different players now. Different confidence too. Let's see what's coming. We've played quite a lot this year. We know each other very well. Let's see who's preparing in the best possible way. But in any case, it has been an amazing tournament again. An amazing feeling to come here on more time to play in front of you guys. I'm looking forward to it.